Hey everybody, what's going on? I think I've got a new scanner that's going to put my Autel MaxiSys on the shelf for a while. It's going to be the Launch X431 Pro TT. Coming up next. We are back up here in the garage. The shop, yeah, it's about 100 degrees and the camera's really not happy down there, so hopefully we don't lose more footage. Anyways, back to the topic here. We've got our two scanners. We've got the Launch and we've got the Autel. At the end of the review here, I'll go into a little more details of pricing and which might be the best fit for you and where you can get one. First of all, the Autel has a standard Bluetooth dongle that plugs in, as does the Launch. A little different, serial cable on the end of here, but this does have some additional dongles and plug-ins for it, so extra usefulness there. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead, plug in the Autel. We're gonna run through kind of a side-by-side comparison of a lot of the basic features and then a couple of the more advanced features. There's some things like battery registration, injector coding, more coding type things that I'm actually not going to execute on the car because they don't need it. But there are a bunch of things that you can do with these, and we're going to kind of do just a benchmark of what's easier to use and what's faster. That's kind of the important part. Which of these two devices is faster and it'll get you back and fix quicker. Alrighty, the first thing I want to do here is power up the device, see how long that takes. Alright, let's go ahead and power it on. Okay, we're in our diagnostic tool. Let's go ahead and plug the reader into the X5. Alrighty, we're going to go into the diagnostic section of it here. Hit our auto VIN. See, we're just doing a test here. We don't need to do anything further. So this is sort of an extra nag for your home user. You've got to go in, type in. If you want to record anything, you've got to go ahead and put in repair order information, the driver information, the vehicle information. I don't want to do that. It says what it is, BMW X5, 35 diesel. Yep, it's a diesel. Now let's go ahead and do a diagnostic, full auto scan of all the modules in the car. Alright, we've got the X431 here. Let's go ahead and hit the Intelligent Diagnose option. We've already got our information here. Much like we had with the Autel, much quicker. Hit our diagnostic. If you wanted to erase all the code, you can go ahead and hit the quick erase button. It'll clear all those out and run through again. Especially helpful if you're trying to troubleshoot issues after something like a battery discharge or battery reconnect, or you've replaced any modules. But if you want to go ahead, I can already tell you this here is from the deer strike a couple of years ago or last year. The adaptive portion does not work. I'm not sure what the headlight unit is. Let's take a look at that. Go in here, read codes. Okay, microphone 2, whatever, I don't care. Otherwise, what else we have? What's in the integrated chassis management? Interesting. These look like random intermittent issues, what can be just taken away with a clearing of the codes. We'll do that later. All right, so the diagnostic plan brings up all of our codes. And then if we click on this, it should bring us into some more details. There we go. Description of it. Yeah. And how to address it. All right, let me spin you around here. So one of the nice things, especially on your more advanced vehicles, is you have a number of features you can do. So I've got a whole screen you saw, so I can go through on the passenger side light alone here and troubleshoot individual portions of the light. Let's take a look at this under ADAS, see if we can get in here and see anything. Here we go, that's what I'm looking for. Here is our headlights. Let's go ahead and take a look. There we go. Let me turn you around. So here's what I found on the Autel. I was trying to find here. So we can go ahead and do our testing of our different lights on the vehicle. Here's one of the features here, coding. This Autel I have does not have the additional VCI box for coding, so that is completely off the table with the Autel. Let's take a look in here in the hot functions. So we've got our maintenance. Manual oil reset. If you go ahead, you can either change or reset your oil interval on the dash or through the scanner here as well. I did just reset or rechange my oil. I'm not going to do that here, but you can go in here and reset that. Again, it gives you the whole steps to go through. If you want to manually reset it, you can do that. Or you can go in here and use it with the computer. Same, we have our oil maintenance resets. All right, this went ahead and automatically reset the oil change in the vehicle. And it also reads back the oil percentage, the brakes, brake fluid. So if you want to go ahead and change any of these, that is nice to see the additional information I did not see with the Autel. This is nice. You can go ahead and reinitialize the sunroof and the tailgate lift. There are built-in, at least the sunroof features for recalibrating your sunroof. They do not always work. The same thing for your power windows. So if we wanted to do this, we can hit the F1 key and the sunroof should do its thing. I can hear it doing things over here. So inside the car, there's also the window shade over the sunroof, so it calibrates that as well. All right, let's go ahead and look at our special functions. Again, we have many of the same things. The sunroof reset, we did that. Let's take a look at that. Perform standard procedure. Okay. So let's go tip you back over towards the car. Confirm, good to go. Alrighty, and that inside headliner screen is closing. And it says service finished. Service function is finished. All right, we can go back out of here. All right, let's take a look at the battery exchange. So you go through a few steps here, replace the battery, register it, give it some information. Again, I have not replaced these batteries. When I do have to replace my batteries, I will come back and do a follow-up on this with both the scanners. We do have two batteries in this car. There's a main battery and there is an auxiliary battery, so we have an option there to try both options. Auxiliary battery, like I said, you've got our two options there. Now we've got the battery matching, very similar, battery replacement, auxiliary battery, again, very much the same. You can calibrate your motors. Let's do that. Okay. Now again, unless you're doing things like replacing part of your HVAC controls, your blend doors, motors, you should not need to do this on an average day. But we're done. Let's see, we want to go ahead and do the motor calibration again for the AC system. So hit this. All right, perform the calibration for the flat motors, go for it. I can hear the motors running in there. You probably cannot. You won't be able to see anything, but I know they're running. Again, some of the expert features need that extra VCI adapter here for the Autel, which I do not have. Let's see what else is in here. In our coding, personalization. Now this is the portion the Autel needed that separate VCI adapter for that we appear to have here. So this gives us some of the other additional coating options. Let's see what's in here. Front electronics. Let's see what I can find here. Nope, I don't have that option. But we can look at, let's take a look at our Combi, the instrument panel, see what we can get into here. Let's just back up the existing data just for fun. Call it Combi. So these are more of your lower level items that you may require some additional software for. So here's mouse per hour, I think digital speed on the dash, our time sync. We can change the color of the instrument panel. Orange to gray for the daytime, at nighttime. So tons of options that you can use in other devices or software will allow you to do, but having everything here in this handheld scanner is pretty great. That way you don't need to have your handheld scanner here to do everything, then have another OBD device to go ahead and do some of these custom coding options. Go ahead and change your logos when the car starts up. I just have the standard BMW. I don't have an X5 or an X6 or an M series, so, or the, you know, partial hybrid electric vehicle. So tons of options in here. Neat. So plenty of options here that I'm not going to fiddle with and get into, except maybe that one I changed for the speed. And I do know that a lot of the modules, if you're doing any coding on them, you can often do one, maybe two different settings at a time, or else you can't do a whole stack of updates at once. Alrighty, well there's a pretty good overview of both units, a little bit of side-by-side, a little bit of individual features they both did. You know, to me, these are both very good units. I think the Autel I've had for a couple of years. I'm a little more familiar with getting around it, but the Launch also is pretty intuitive once you figure out you know, the different screens. I do like that this is more of an Android-based screen rotation. Many of the features like your other tablets and phones. The Autel does not do that. It does have both USB and USB-C ports for charging and other accessories to plug in. I'll link my video from the other review I did with this on the Audi and some of the other adapters and attachments it comes with. But the big thing you guys want to all worry about is, what's it cost? Well,
The Autel, the 906 BT, still comes in, depending on where you find it, between about $1,000 and $1,300 if you just get the base scanner, or if you get the giant briefcase with all the other dongles on it. This one here comes in just shy of $800, again with those similar suitcases full of adapters and dingleberries for your different OBD ports on your vehicles. My review, I'm happy with both of them, but overall I think I'm going to lean to using the Launch more in my daily duties down in the shop. So let's wander back down there and wrap this up. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I believe this is going to shelf my Autel for daily use for quite a while. It may stay up in the garage just for, you know, daily driver diagnostics and oil change resets, whatever, but I'm going to keep this down here in the shop for the foreseeable future. I'm going to put a link below to grab yours, and hope you've enjoyed the video. Product reviews are coming out on Tuesdays, and regular content comes out on Saturdays. Thanks again for watching the video, and we will see you guys real soon. Bye-bye.